Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yolanda Melody. Today I'm going to talk about the history of fluoride and share the origins of where the fluoride myth came from. That is, the myth that fluoride makes your teeth white and prevents tooth decay. I've seen a few people speak of different theories or rumours of where the fluoridization of water actually came from. But I actually have this book called The 6 O'Clock Bus, which was actually removed from libraries. In this book it speaks about various esoteric things, hidden knowledge, things about our history that are buried, and in one of the chapters it actually speaks about the history of fluoride. And I think once I tell you guys this story, it will not only put it to bed that fluoride most certainly is a poison, it doesn't benefit your teeth in the slightest, but I think it will also get people thinking about various things that we're told from an early age is concrete fact when actually the opposite is true. Because if a lie like this can become so prevalent to the point where every single dentist out there firmly believes that fluoride is beneficial, even though it's becoming pretty much common knowledge now that it's not, what else are we being lied to about? Slightly off subject, but sunscreen is something that is promoted so much, nearly as much as fluoride. The promotion of sunscreen is almost nauseating. I personally see it literally everywhere, and I've never worn the stuff myself. I've never put that on my skin. We're perpetually told that the sun is bad for us. I guess this video is just a way of trying to break the programming that so many people are under. So, back in the 1940s, the aluminium industry's imagination was sparked by a widely circulated magazine article in Collier's and Reader's Digest. Dr. George Hurd, a dentist of Hereford, Texas, published The Town Without a Toothache, questioning the relationship between his lack of business and the presence of naturally occurring fluoride in the local water. The Texas Health Department conducted a survey which tentatively confirmed that a relationship existed. However, several years later, Hurd wrote a disclaimer, but by then fluoridation had begun to proliferate. The disclaimer read, "The dental investigators made a serious mistake when they gave fluoridation the credit for our good teeth. They overlooked the food grown in our rich, well-mineralized soil. It is these minerals of which processed foods rob the body that build health and good teeth." As the town grew and people began to live on processed foods, tooth decay increased by leaps and bounds, in spite of the fact that people were drinking the same water. The story is pieced together from the congressional record that in 1944 the Aluminium Company of America hired an attorney at the astronomical salary of £750,000 a year, although there was no litigation pending to speak of. After a few months, that gentleman became administrator of the Federal Security Agency. He immediately began plans to negotiate an arrangement with the aluminium industry, apparently triggered by the above publicity. The aluminium industry was then in a fluoride dilemma because it was not allowed to be disposed of in rivers and fields due to its high toxicity. The attorney in question began the promotion of fluoridation, and the Aluminium Company of America began selling sodium fluoride tablets to put in the drinking water. Get ready to laugh. Propaganda expert Edward L. Bernays. If you know your stuff, this dickhead comes up everywhere. Whenever there is a historical scandal about changing the public's perception of something, this guy, his name always comes up. If any of you guys have the Deep State Encyclopedia by Really Graceful, she has an entire section all about this guy. Edward L. Bernays is the nephew of Sigmund Freud and the inventor of the term public relations. So Edward Bernays was hired to change the public's perception of fluoride. In his book, Public Relations and the American Scene, Bernays states, "The conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organised habits and opinions of the masses must be done by experts. the public relations councils. They are the invisible rulers who control the destinies of millions. The most direct way to reach the herd is through the leaders, for if the group leaders accept our ideas, the group they dominate will respond. All this must be planned. Indoctrination must be subtle. It should be worked into the everyday life of the people, hours a day in hundreds of ways. A redefinition of ethics is necessary. The subject matter of propaganda need not necessarily be true. And in the book it states, "Is this why the government, the medical and dental professions, and most of the public have come to believe that fluoridation is really desirable?" Dr. Frederick B. Exner of Seattle, who testified at the 1966 Los Angeles fluoridation hearings, said, "If American industry had to stop polluting our air, water and our countryside with the fluoride fumes and fallout, and to dispose of its fluoride wastes without creating a public hazard, it would cost not mere millions, but countless billions of dollars." And therein lies the explanation for the utterly relentless drive to fluoridate our water supplies, by any means, fair or foul, and many otherwise puzzling aspects of the drive to fluoridate. It is no secret that so-called primitive or indigenous people, living close to nature with a natural diet, do not have the enormous dental and health problems of so-called civilized cultures. There is evidence that in Haiti, for instance, the teeth and health of the people rapidly deteriorated once they began to eat the foods which the white man and modern culture provided. The same is true for the American Indians. Even if fluoridation did absolutely eradicate cavities from the human race, it would still be unacceptable to many of us for the same reasons that pesticides are unacceptable. The toxic side effects of both take too heavy a toll on the natural and human worlds. Is the possibility of stronger teeth worth the possibility of cancer and other symptoms? Refined foods and sugar are what cause most cavities and much of modern society's ill health. But if the public believes that fluoride controls cavities in the young, the pressure is off the processed food and sugar industries, and fluoride waste is successfully disposed of by industry. This is a major triumph for the dark forces. This same philosophy carries through into many different aspects of how our society is run right now. We're told that if we get ill, it must be a virus, an invisible boogie monster that you can't see, and no one has actually ever isolated. And of course, it's nothing to do with the processed food, the chemtrails, the toxic fumes coming from various fragrances and products, the products that we put on our skin that then go into our lymphatic system, causing an overload. You want to know why we're being lied to? There it is. Because if people knew the truth, first off, just on a basic level, so many industries would just completely go bust. The cosmetics industry would go bust. The medical industry, what would they do if everyone became healthy? Where would the money come from? They would not have any customers if everyone was healthy. And I'm afraid to say the same goes for dentistry. Now, I'm not dissing dentists. They've been taught what they've been taught. And I do believe, of course, we need dentists, we need surgeons and people who can help others that have been injured. But there's still an enormous deal of corruption in every single industry now. The message I'm trying to put across in this video is trust in your discernment. If something doesn't sound right, if something doesn't add up, it's probably a lie. Thank you so much for remembering to like, comment, share and subscribe. And a special thank you to everyone who donates to this channel. It really does help a great deal. Love you, bye.